So we started our Problems to Profit Zoom. Actually, we're in week 6. Been 6 weeks. Sandeep has been a dedicated guy. He's been there almost every single week. Learned a lot. But I want to say, what's been your biggest takeaway so far?
I really like the fact that whenever we get on that Zoom call, Casey does, he makes the calls for anybody coming on those calls. All the content on it is so raw. I personally got a lot of value out of it. You made a couple of calls for me in those Zoom sessions. And I've recommended a lot of my friends, other community members from SubTo. And they all got really good, I got really good reviews from them as well. They say, hey, it brings a lot of value because a lot of them are new investors into real estate. And there's like so many different avenues, sometimes the content is too much. But some of the stuff you show on your calls is exactly a lot of us, that's exactly what we're looking for. So it's been really helpful, actually.
Awesome. Yeah, and like I said, Sandeep's taken the initiative to actually bring deals to me, bring deals on the Zoom, and we've got to call his sellers, work through them. Talk about like when you actually get to have your seller like called live, and like is that a good way to learn, or what's been the most beneficial part?
Oh yeah, it's a great way to learn. Everybody can follow a script, but when I've seen, I've been on sessions with other SubTo members as well, where we'll do role playing, but there's always a question that you don't know, and everybody seems to get stumped on it, and they don't know how to answer it. But with your calls, a lot of the objections that some of the sellers come up with, I've seen you, respond to it so quickly. I mean, of course, you got the experience and whatnot, but it gives us, that raw footage or that raw experience that we're really looking for. And I feel like that's speaks volumes, honestly.
Yeah.
I really love that.
You bet. Yeah, I'm with you, right? It's like you could role play. Role play is you should always be doing that, right? But until you see how it happens live and start to get more comfortable, then I'm hoping that you guys can start to put yourselves in that shoes, right? Like, hey, could I have answered that? What I love a lot of students do is we have a chat going the whole time, right? And as I'm talking, they'll be kind of like, they'll be actually throwing off answers, right? So have you done that? We're like, hey, all right, how would I have responded to that question?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm actually, sometimes you'll be on the call, and I remember there was, oh God, I don't remember exactly what you said. I think you mistake one of the students' name, and I was like, hey, Casey, and I noticed like a lot of the other students are very engaged as well, as you're talking, they're gaining feedback, and they're going ahead and giving you feedback as well. And I noticed, like, I've attended other Zooms as well, they're all good, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to yours, I see a lot of, everything. There's always new people coming on. I see the same faces as well. But everybody's bringing in deals that they really want you to go ahead and either close out for them or at least get that, a lot of people, I've even seen where a lot of students will tell you, hey, this is a dead deal, right? And you'll get on the phone and all of a sudden the student's like, oh, wow, Casey, you did much better than I did. I wasn't even getting responses at some point. And it's really neat to go ahead and see stuff like that. It kind of gives us that hope as well to, hey, maybe follow up after a couple of weeks. And I know you preach that as well. That's also another really key takeaway that I've gotten from your calls.
Yeah, good point. And you really can't call the lead dead until you've really shooken every part of it, right?
Absolutely.
And I encourage people on that call to maybe say you think it's dead. Let's get on the phone, or let's at least talk about it before we call them. Maybe it's not dead, and let's get on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Sandeep. You made a good point. A lot of people have been coming, and the cool thing is it's growing every week, right? Because people want to come back. A lot of deals we're working week over week, so people stay engaged. And then the other cool thing is people like Sandeep, they're going out and telling other students, and they're coming in, and that just helps grow it every week. And just because the goal, my whole goal when I first reached out to Pace of like, hey, I want to have this opportunity with Problems to Profits to ultimately help out students. But ultimately, I talk to so many sellers, and to me, it's just a great opportunity for me to. I'm going to be calling people working on this anyway. I just love to be doing it in front of students and helping them take the next step. And then the partnerships. It's been so cool that bring people like you, they're bringing deals on that they can't close. And if we can help close deals together, especially deals that they couldn't have closed otherwise by themselves, that's what really gets me excited.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've gotten a tremendous amount of value from your calls, and I attend them every week, to be honest. I missed all the Zoom calls. But I try to attend yours for sure. I know you said, Pace wants to make sure you get feedback and you're constantly getting people coming in. I hope, your calls stay on forever because it helps. because everybody's getting some sort of a lead, every week or whatever it may be, right?
Yep.
Especially some of the newer students. And it's great to go ahead and see like, hey, this is not some generic lead, because we have no idea where the lead came from.
Yep.
Was it a warm lead, or is this someone, I guess you could say, is kind of scripted? No, if I come in and I get on the call like, hey, I have this number, this is an agent or this is a possible seller, and you call them and you see exactly how the conversation works, I think it's great because it gives us that confidence booster as well. I've only been in SubTo, to be honest, for about 4 months now, but I've made calls to agents. I've actually made a lot of connections in SubTo as well, and a lot of that confidence came from a lot of your calls and some of the I guess you can say objections that you come up with sellers or agents. I've seen you exactly how you overcome them, and it's helped me a lot because some of those objections have come up with me when I'm talking to agents, or I'm even talking to other students. I have a whole list of wholesalers, same thing. I know exactly what to say, what they're looking for, what I can do for them, and as opposed to what they can do.
Oh, that's cool, man. That gets me excited, right? Students tuning in, but then applying it and actually starting to move the needle. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just closed another property.
You did?
Week. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I closed another property, and it was the same thing. I made a connection with another wholesaler, and he brought me this property. We closed last week, and that's actually why I'm here. We're getting it furnished for Airbnb now.
Here in Houston. Oh,
Yeah.
you told me that, Sandee.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, so guys, tune in every Friday, 11 to 1 Central, so you guys can be just like Sandeep, who's learning and applying and now closing deals.